Bonjour, Kindy, in stage 1. Can you believe that we are in week 11? It is our final week of term 1. Oh my goodness, how have we made it here already? I hope your home learning is going really well. We really miss you all in school. Right, let's get started with our week 11 lesson. Now this week's modal semaine is non. And last week we had oui, which was yes. This week we have non, which is no. Okay, so now we know yes and no. Oui, non. Okay. We're going to continue learning about Pâques this week, all about Easter. And I know from chapel last week and from all your learning with your classroom teachers last week that you've already started learning about Pâques. So it's great that we are learning about Pâques in French as well, all about Easter. So we're just going to revise some of our French Easter words, and then we're going to have a little bit of a chat about Easter in France again. So remember, le lapin was the rabbit. Le lapin. Les chocolats, the chocolates. And if you saw Mrs. Lees talking through the Easter story last week, you will have seen her amazing use of chocolate and treats when she was telling us all about Easter. So les chocolats. The next picture is les jonquilles. Les jonquilles is the French word for the daffodils. And remember I told you last week that the daffodils are special flowers that grow at this time of year in France and in Europe. And they're really beautiful flowers. And they just symbolize this time of the year. L'agneau is the lamb. Okay, so again in France and in lots of places at this time of the year, baby lambs are born, baby chicks are born. It's springtime in Europe, okay, so that's why they're all being born at the moment over there. L'agneau. And les œufs de Pâques, okay, that's the French word for Easter eggs, les œufs de Pâques. So let's have a chat about Easter. Now some of this you might remember from last week, but we're just going to go into a little bit more detail through this session. So one of the main French Easter traditions are the Easter bells, or les cloches de Pâques. On Maundy Thursday, the Thursday before Easter, church bells across France are silenced to mourn the death of Christ, and they remain silent until Easter Sunday. According to legend, the bells would fly to Rome to be blessed by the Pope. They would then begin their journey back to the French churches, but would pick up eggs along the way before scattering them into the gardens. The bells would then ring on Easter Sunday to announce the resurrection of Christ and therefore return. So in France, it is the bells rather than the Easter bunny who delivers the Easter eggs. Okay, so remember how we said that Jesus gave his life for us and he rose from the dead on Easter Sunday. God rose him up from the dead for us. Chocolate is also a popular French Easter tradition. Decorated chocolate eggs, chocolate bunnies, and chocolate bells are common gifts to children and adults at Easter. Chocolatiers take the opportunity to let their imaginations run wild, and the windows of chocolate shops and patisseries show intricate works of art. Okay, so patisseries are the French word for like pastry shops and things like that, and you get lots of nice sweet treats there. As with many national holidays, it is a French tradition to have a family meal at Easter. And we've spoken before about how much the French love their food. And they've got a really special meal for Easter. Easter is actually probably one of the more famous and most important holidays for French people. I think they actually might even celebrate Easter more than Christmas. So often this special meal at Easter will include lamb as the main course. Remember we learned the French name for lamb was l'agneau. So they will eat lamb at the main course, which is a symbol of spring and new life. Usually the dessert is chocolate based, and as with all good French meals, they will end with a cheese board. Okay, in our first week of learning, way back in week 1, we learned about France and how there's lots of famous French cheeses. So usually when there's a big special meal, like at Easter, they will have a cheese board at the end of the meal. But the main meal, the main course at Easter is lamb or l'agneau. So I want to wish all of you in stage 1 and kindergarten a very happy Easter. And the way to say that in French is Joyeuse Pâques. And we're going to practice that together. So I'd like you to listen and repeat. Joyeuse Pâques. Joyeuse Pâques. Okay? Joyeuse Pâques means happy Easter. So we've got a very nice activity this week. I would like you to create your very own Easter card for someone in your family. Now, because we're all doing remote learning and we're all stuck in our homes, I was thinking that maybe it could be for someone who doesn't live in your house, who you can't see right now because we have to stay at home. So it could be maybe a grandparent or a cousin or an aunt or an uncle or somebody that you're really missing at the moment that you can't see. So on the front of your card, I would like you to draw a picture of one thing that we have learned about while learning about Easter in France. So this could be anything. This could be the Easter bells, the flying bells, the Easter bunny or the daffodils, or it could be the Easter eggs. On the inside, you can write your own message to who the card is for, which you can write in English. And then there's one thing I want you to make sure that you write in the inside. So I want you to make sure you include the French words for Happy Easter. And I've written them here at the bottom of this slide. Joyeuse Pâques. Okay? So make sure that you have Joyeuse Pâques written inside your card. I've done an example for you. While I was in the zone looking after some of the children that have been in school this week, I decided to make my Easter card for all of you because I miss all of you terribly at the moment. So here is the front of my card, okay, and I've tried to make it colourful. I've tried to use an Easter coloured card, so I've used yellow card, but you can choose to use whatever colour you'd like. So at the top of my card, I have les œufs de Pâques. I have some Easter eggs, and I have used rouge here. I have used bleu here. I have used orange here, and I have used vert here. So I have told you in French that I have used Easter eggs that are each of those 4 colours. And then in the middle, I have le lapin de Pâques, and that is the Easter bunny, okay? And on the Easter bunny, I have used the colours brun for his body, rose for his belly and for his ears. I have used rouge for his bow tie, and I have used violet for his basket. Now I've used lots of other colours also for the Easter eggs, les œufs de Pâques, but we couldn't name all of those colours in one go because they're a little bit small on the screen. Now at the bottom then, I've done some more Easter eggs. So les œufs de Pâques, I've done some more of them down here. And this time I have listed all of the colours that I've used. I've used vert here. I've used rose here and here. I have used violet which is on this Easter egg here on the lines. I've used jaune in here, bleu on this Easter egg and this Easter egg. I've used two different kinds of blue, and orange, which is on this Easter egg over here. Now, with your Easter card, I would like you to also just draw pictures on the front. So I haven't used any words on the front of my card. I have just drawn some pictures and I've tried to make it as colourful as I possibly can. If you don't want to draw pictures, I can send an email to your mummies and daddies with some templates that you can cut out and stick on your card if that's what you want to do. Now I'm going to show you the inside of my card. So I have written you a little Easter prayer here. Okay, I've used taken an extract from Acts 4:13. With great power, the apostles continued to testify to the resurrection of the Lord Jesus, and God's grace was so powerfully at work in them all. I really loved that passage because it shows how God is always within us, and God's grace was working so powerfully within the apostles at the time that Jesus resurrected, when he rose again, okay, when he left the tomb, because his apostles continued to believe and they continued to spread the word of Jesus and of the Lord. So God was working so strongly within them and still is today in all of us, working so incredibly strong for us. So on the other side of the inside of my card, I have written who my card is for. And you will notice it's for all of you. So to NBCS Stage 1. And in my really exciting section here, I've put Joyeuse Pâques. Who remembers what that word means, what those two words mean together? Joyeuse Pâques. Happy Easter, well done. And then I've written a little message for you, and you can write anything you want in this Easter card. So I've said, I miss you all, have a wonderful Easter, and don't eat too much chocolate. God bless you and your families, from Miss Hockney. Okay, so that is my Easter card to you, and I am so looking forward to seeing all of your Easter cards. And the way I'd like you to show me your Easter cards, I'd like you to take a video or some pictures. So I just took some pictures of my card, but I'm doing a video to explain my card. So you can choose to do just pictures or a video or both. And tell me what you've put in your Easter card. So tell me about the pictures you drew in French if you can, like how I said, les œufs de Pâques, and I've done the colours in French, and then I said le lapin de Pâques, and I did the colours in French. Okay, so if you can, that would be fantastic. If you can remember those tricky words in French to tell me about what you drew on your card. And when you have explained your card, I would love you to upload it onto Seesaw for me to see. Okay, well, Stage 1, I think that's all I have to say. So have a great Easter, Joyeuse Pâques, and I will see you all in Term 2. Have a great holiday. Bye, au revoir.